got to do everything in this league yourself. So.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. We're going to talk this time about the Stick series. We're going to talk about how the LSU offense as well as the New Orleans Saints offense have kind of married themselves together as the coaches got together in the offseason last year and really started to work a passing game, NFL-based, into the LSU Tigers offense before the national championship coming up. But first of all, the first thing I want to talk about is I want to talk about the first and one of the most major concepts that the New Orleans Saints run that LSU has taken into consideration. They run a version of Stick, and a lot of you air raid guys know exactly what I'm talking about when I talk about Stick. So the good thing about the Saints and what they do and what LSU has done is they've taken that Stick concept, they've made it super simple, they've been able to throw on time, and they've created this play that they have so many answers off of, depending off of man, what kind of coverage you're in, where your linebackers drop, so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and start talking about the most basic concept today. So today we're going to talk about the most basic concept of Stick. Now, Stick is very simple. As you can see right here, it's just simply it's a mandatory outside release by the number one receiver. So you have to have somebody that's going to clear the top third of the field on one side. So whoever that might be, someone's got to clear that top end of the field. Now, the next concept you have is you have a speed out by the number two receiver, okay? And he's going to try to carry this flat defender. You see, the read on Stick, once it's been decided, is pretty simple. So really what you're going to read on Stick is this guy right here. You read the flat defender, okay? Realize that the way this works, that you have to have a flat defender do this. If there was two guys out here like so, and this guy was out here, you'd have a true four-man box or a true one-on-one. And the reality of it is, that's an unsound defense because there's not enough gaps that they can cover. So that being said, this is going to be the read. So the number two receiver is going to run a speed out, a 4-yard speed out, and the number three receiver, whoever it might be at the time, is going to run about a 4 to 6 yard hitch. I think a lot of air raid guys talk about hitting a 4-yard hitch and out turning. So basically what they're going to run is they're going to run a speed out, a 4-yard hitch, and mandatory outside release by number one. Now backside, we're going to talk about that later. This is a concept that the Saints use, that LSU has really gotten and taken advantage of, that a lot of air raid guys don't really get into necessarily right now, but we'll get into that later. So let's talk about frontside stick. So let's talk about how it works. You're going to find the apex defender, and you're going to use him as the one guy that you read. Now, as I look at this concept right now, this is pretty simple and easy to read for the quarterback. I'm just going to read this guy. If this guy right here decides that he wants to play, and he wants to play the flat because he sees the flat defender, he sees his number two guy go out, he'll expand. Quarterback's going to throw that ball in that hitch right here on the stick concept. If this kid decides he wants to hang it all and wait and kind of play underneath the hitch, then you're going to throw the speed out. It's cover two, and that corner just takes the speed out. And the free safety's got to get over the top. We're going to try to hit the whole shot at 17 yards on the ticks. So let's take a look at how the New Orleans Saints have kind of done this, and let's go from there. Okay, so first things first, you can take a look at what's going on right now. I'm going to make it real simple for you. You've got trips left with a tight end attached. Now, he's in a 2-point stance, which really doesn't mean much for the New Orleans Saints because they'll still run the ball at this concept. But they've got a tight, reduced single-side receiver. Again, I'll tell you why we do this later and what this means for the backside. So as you can see, going back to the diagram before, it looks like you have a quarters coverage. You've got a corner, safety, you have the apex defender, and then you have the third. You have the second. We call him the second, the next second level defender. So the first second level defender and the next second level defender. So it's pretty easy to read for the quarterback right here. He's just going to read number one. He's going to read the number one guy. He's going to read this kid right here. Okay, if this kid right here goes out, he's going to throw the hitch right behind it. If this kid decides he wants to rob that hitch, he's going to throw the speed out. If it's cover two and they're running trap coverage, he's going to take this guy right here is going to drop in, take that speed out. Then the number one receiver is going to hit the ticks on the top. So let's take a look and see what it looks like right now. All right, Drew Brees gets the ball. He hits it 1, 2, 3. It's an easy read. His eyes are already snapped to it. This is probably about the easiest read that he could physically do right now. All right. Outside linebacker, the apex defender, his hips are turned to the speed out. He should hit that hitch as soon as he turns his head. And that's how it works. And that's the stick. Let's watch from the beginning and kind of take a look at it. It's a little easier this way. I want you to see how fast this happens. It's a big 1, short 2, big 1, 2, throw, let the ball go on time, don't worry about a sack. It's an easy concept. 6 yards, easy to move on. Looking at it from the quarterback's perspective, I want you to see this really quick. So as you can see, he looks, he sees it, okay? He knows what they're doing. 1, 2, 3. Notice that his eyes go to the weak side first because he's looking at the drop of number 51. Okay, and then he goes and turns his head to the frontside stick. Easy concept, easy read, 6 yards. Let's move on. Okay, so let's talk about it from here now. Let's talk about how they're going to run this concept. So let's talk about it again. This time he runs it from empty, which really means nothing, no different. You still got the back side. So he's going to work frontside stick. You shove him into or outside release by 1, speed out by number 2. You're going to have a little hitch by number 3. So as you can see, he's got the same exact reads he had before. So you've got your third level defender, Here's your first read, okay? As the quarterback takes it, 1, 2, 3. Notice that his read actually sat and tried to squat under the hitch. He should throw the speed out as fast as possible because they're in man coverage on number 1. He hits the speed out in the end zone, easy touchdown. Watch it from the quarterback's perspective. You can kind of see it's a lot easier from here. Okay, as you see him move over, he sees who his guy is. He knows what he's looking at. He looks over there. He's predetermining. 1, 2, 3. Hitch, throw. Good. Okay, so it's an easy concept. So let's talk about how to run this out of doubles. Okay, out of a doubles formation. So they run it out of doubles pro a lot with a tight end attached. So it doesn't really matter what happens. What really doesn't really matter. As long as somebody's running a hitch, somebody's running the flat, somebody's running a guy off, you have a concept that's still constructible for the stick. So rules are still the same. Different formation, different look for the defense. Still the same. We're still going to read one guy. We're going to read the apex defender, okay? That apex defender flies to the flat. We're going to throw the stick. If he sticks on the hitch, we're going to throw the flat. If the corner drops it, we're going to throw the whole shot 17 yards right here. I know this is very common sense for you guys, but as you watch later on, you'll see how the Saints progress this into a much larger play. This is one of their biggest plays. So going back to it, okay, so now we're going to do it at doubles right, okay, with a tight end set. So here it is. So you're going to have a mandatory outside release by number 1 top. So I want you to really focus on this. You're going to have a mandatory outside release by number 1, okay? You're going to have a hitch by number 2, and you're going to have the flat by the running back who ends up being the number 3 receiver, whatever it might be, okay? So knowing that concept, that construction, know that the read is a very simple read, and all he's reading right now is he's going to read this kid right here. He flies out the flat. I'm going to put this behind because that means the second or the next second level defender is the middle linebacker. It means he has to make a play on this kid all the way over here and still stay in his run fit. So let's take a look at it. So there is 1, 2, 3. Okay, quarterback's got a nice, easy read right here at the hitch. Okay, so if you take a look at it, a lot of people don't really truly understand what's going on. Let's take a look at it from slow motion. All right, big 1, 2, 3. Hit it flat. He banged out. There's your hitch. There's your hitch on the stick. Easy move, easy concept. Really works out well for him. Let's watch from the end zone. It's really good from here. It's 58. They're asking number 58 right here to make a play on the hitch, which is really hard to do. So take a look. He's 1, 2, 3, 4. Bang off. And it's an easy throw for the quarterback, easy completion. So let's talk about how they change it up. So let's say you get man. So sometimes they'll run a version of this where they'll actually slot fade the number 2 receiver. The number 1 kid will the outside receiver will actually take a flat. So again, same concept, same construction. You're still going to have a guy playing. You're still going to have a guy playing up here. You're still going to have a guy playing here. And you're still going to have a guy playing right here, reading the exact same thing. Nothing's going to change here. Okay, so reality, if it's man, you know that the hitch isn't going to work, and this may not work. So you're going to try to throw a slot fade if you possibly can. You know that if they're playing cover 2, you know that you're going to hit the whole shot with the number 2 receiver. You know if they're playing a 2 high quarters look, that hitch right here is going to be wide open, as well as the hitch here. Easy throws. So let's take a look at it from here. So nothing really changes. Quarterback still reads the same exact thing. Kids need to know nothing different, but to the defense, they have to treat it like smash concept. Okay. So let's take a look at it from here. So we're gonna work front side on the concept. So it looks like you have almost a reduced or attached guy. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So it means you're gonna have a very simple concept. So you can really take a visual from here. He's gonna hitch it up. Okay. He's gonna slot fade it. Okay. And this guy right here is going to hitch here. So that being said, let's take a look at it. Quarterback's still got the same exact read. As he hits it, let's watch it from the start. Okay. And 1, 2, 3. Easy throw. Look at the smash concept. Corner bailed. He's got that guy sitting right there in the flat. Hit the flat route. Same rule, same read, nothing changes. Okay. So let's watch it from here full speed. Now you watch it again. He hitches up. Easy concept, because most of these guys are trying to wall number 2 to end cut by number 1. He never sees the end cut, he sees the hitch. It's an easy 9-yard completion for Drew Brees. So let's talk about what the quarterback's reading right here. And he's just reading the corner. He's going to highlight the corner with a slot fade and with a hitch. 82 is really truly not a guy that you're worried about right now to get the ball, because it's just not a good play for him because of where the linebackers align on him. So let's talk about it from here. Let's watch it again. Okay, let's watch it again. So you're gonna get down to the bottom. The front side of this is gonna be the bottom. This is easy to read for the quarterback. You got a one high look. It looks like straight man. You're gonna try to probably bang the slot fade, because you see the press by the number 2 receiver on the number 2 receiver by the slot defender. You see the bail here coverage here. So 1, 2, 3. The only thing that's truly going to be open is going to be the slot fade or the speed out by the number 3 receiver. Take a shot at the slot fade, easy completion, and there it is. Let's watch from the end zone. You can really take a look at it. You know, they talk about the slot fade. You know, a lot of teams make a living off of this, and there's a reason why the slot fade is so good. It's because you can put your best defender or your best route runner or your best go guy against maybe possibly their second or third worst defender, and you have all this space out here to throw the ball, because that means that kid has to be able to take from here all the way to the ticks, and that's a lot of room and a lot of spacing. A well-placed ball is almost impossible to defend as long as the kid can run the ball. Okay, so one more to kind of get you finished up on the stick concept. So front side of the stick is going to be up top right here. You have a tight end attached and 2-point stance. It looks like you have straight man coverage. Okay, you have a 10-yard off. You have a 10-yard off man coverage from the safety. You have a 9-yard or an 8-yard route for the safety and a corner play number 1. Then same thing. You're going to have a hitch by number 1. You're going to have a slot fade by number 2. You're going to have a hitch by number 3. Quarterback sees it. He knows they're bringing double pressures. All right, 1, 2, 3. Well, that's an easy read, easy throw. He's going to hit this right here, right now. Okay. He probably could have hit this if he really wanted to, but he knows they had a guy here running over the top with the safety. He's going to take the easy completion just because of what the down and distance was. You'll see him pitch it, throw it, and good. Okay, let's watch from the end zone. You can kind of take a look at what it looks like, and we'll see what Drew Brees was thinking right here. So he's thinking heavy pressure, so he knows he's got to get rid of the ball. He's also thinking it's man. He sees the double pressures from the linebackers. They back off late, which is okay. Still gives him a chance. Notice the tight end 1, 2, 3. He sees that the safety had played off. He notices all the depth. He's going to hit this. He's going to hit the stick route real quick. All right, just drop that on off. It's a 6-yard gain, and it's easy to move on from there. So with that being said, guys, I really appreciate your time. Hey, we're going to continue the series. The next thing we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about how he creates a longer version of this play to the ticks or to the sticks to create a longer play. And then we're going to talk about what he runs backside on it, how he creates the option route on it that Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas have made a living on in the past 2 years. And then we're going to talk about how LSU has taken this offense, this passing game, and even simplified it even more for Joe Burrow, and how they have done a good job of exploiting defenses in college football. Guys, I appreciate your time. If you have any questions, holler at me, man. Thank you so much, and I appreciate everything, guys. Thanks.